Hi and Salaam ladies. I thought I'd make a video about why my sister's magazine review has gone down. I took it down a few days ago or last week or whatever. I'm not really behind on my videos. I've had a cold all week. I've still got one now, which is why my voice is so deep. But yeah, I was supposed to, do this video last week to explain what had actually happened with Sisters magazine. After my video went up, I actually got an email from the manager who asked me, if he could contact me to talk about what had happened. And he phoned me and wanted to know everything, like every single problem that I'd had. Even though he'd seen the video and he knew exactly what had happened, he still wanted me to tell him, again, to make sure he had all of his facts right and that. And they just could not apologise enough for what had happened, and he explained it to me, but I didn't quite understand everything he was saying. It was basically, it was an IT problem that they had this new software which was supposed to make, everything run more smoothly, and something had gone wrong, and it had set me up for free direct debits basically, and that was why I was charged such a ridiculous amount of money and, not actually getting the magazines. And yeah, so it's really windy outside and it's really distracting me. Yeah, so they wanted to know, obviously what had happened, and explain to me what had actually happened, and why I'd been charged so much money for, no reason. He assured me that this wasn't something, this wasn't a regular occurrence with the company. They'd never had anything like this happen before, which was why they were, so keen to jump on it straight away. So the magazine's been running for 3 years and they've never had anybody, sort of complain really about anything. So they were quite, obviously disappointed that something had gone so wrong with me. And to sort of compensate for all the problems that I'd had, they gave me a 6-month free subscription to the magazine, which I thought was brilliant, because normally when a magazine or bank or whatever makes a mistake, they give you your money back, they just say sorry and then expect you to just move on with your life. You never get compensated for anything. So, they did that off their own back. I didn't ask for anything, just the fact that he'd phoned me and made the effort to ring me up and listen to what I had to say and then apologise and give me an explanation as to why all of this had happened, and, assuring me that it wasn't going to happen again, it wouldn't happen to anyone else. That was enough for me. I thought that was really good, because most companies don't even bother doing that. And yeah, so he said because of the time, he made sure, are you straight now, with is it all the money been returned? And I said, yeah, that's not a problem now. So he was, obviously happy that my money was back. And it's weird because, like, I could really hear the remorse in his voice, that he sounded genuinely remorseful of what had happened, that he said that the company had a good reputation and they really prided themselves on offering people a fair service, and that wasn't what I'd had. So to them, they were really bothered by it. And like I said, in the video, the magazine is so good. If it wasn't for all the problems that I'd had, I would recommend it to anybody. And so I was quite pleased to get a 3-month subscription to it, because, like I said, I was quite happy to pay for it. So, yeah, I just sort of wanted to change my review, really, because although I had the problems, and I did have them, there is always going to be problems in every company. We're all human beings, and mistakes do happen. But it's how the company deals with the mistakes is what's important to me. That they learn from the mistakes and they try and reduce the mistakes that happen, and how they treat the customers when, these things do occur. And they couldn't have dealt with it any better. I got, an email and then obviously a personal phone call, and he just would not stop saying sorry, and, we can't apologise enough. And, it's like, it's fine, you've apologised, And they explained everything that had happened. They, they didn't have to do that. They could have just said, oh, we're sorry, we had some problems, and that was it. But he explained to me everything that had gone on. And then, like I said, offered me 6-month subscription to the magazine as, just compensation for everything that had happened. So, to me, that's really good. That, like I said, there will be problems. There is problems in everything. Like I said, we're all human beings and mistakes do happen. And how you deal with it is what matters. So, I, would recommend that people do subscribe to the magazine, because it is really good. I said that it is a really good magazine anyway. I'm Christian and I really enjoy it, so if you're Muslim, I think that you'll absolutely love it. And now that if anything does happen, if there is any problems that occur, you know that they will fix it, you know, they will try and solve it. And, you know, the person I spoke to who didn't seem to really understand what I was saying, I think that was more that she wasn't aware of the problems that had actually gone on, you know, with the IT stuff. So that was why she couldn't help me, because she, you know, obviously from her point, she was seeing that there was only one direct debit made up. She, you know, obviously didn't realise that 3 had been set into place. So, you know, yeah, like, so after I emailed them, you know, and they saw the video and that, they were brilliant, you know, I couldn't have hoped for better. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. I'm going to leave the video off, so unfortunately if you haven't seen it, then you're not going to. Yeah, like, so I just wanted to, you know, because as when I said, you know, when I put the video up, I said that I felt like if I sat on this information and didn't tell anyone, then I'd be doing everyone else a disservice. Well, it's the same as now. You know, there's people who did see that video, you know, a lot of people who saw that video, and I don't want them thinking that this is a company that they can't trust when clearly they can. So this is why I thought I need to, you know, go back on what I've said and correct myself, because if not, I'm giving everyone the wrong information. That's not something I'm happy to do. So yeah, if there's any questions or anything anyone wants to ask me like a bit more, then leave them in comments and I will try and reply. You're probably more likely to get a response in comments than you are if you send me a private message, because it's easier for me to go through and respond to comments more than what it is if I, you know, if you send me a private message, because I have emails and private messages that I still haven't actually responded to yet, because I just haven't had the time to do it. So yeah, that's everything. And just while I'm here, if I'd show everyone my new scarf. This is another one that I got from Asda. I'm loving Asda for scarves at the moment. This one is pink and white. I'm looking through it so I can see, and it's leopard print. You can see somewhere around there is leopard print and zebra print, and it's not like tie-dye, it's more like, I don't know, washed in colour, but there's a bit of leopard and then there's zebra right next to it, and I love it. It's huge, it's so wide, and if you can, I mean you can't really see because I folded it, but it is massive. So yeah, loads of coverage and loads of things you can do with it, you know, that you can fold it and do whatever. So yeah, that was in Asda and that was a £5. I'm gonna go because there is a man looking through my window at me, which is quite off-putting when you're trying to make a video. So yeah, like I said, any questions about Sisters Magazine, leave them for me in comments, and that's it. I hope everyone is having a good day. Be good to each other.